We have the common format. So we have here first the general, the zero with double decimal places, the number format with a number sign, comma, double number sign, and zero number. So basically up to the end, this gives you the format that you wanted in any data frame and data format. So type the number format code using one of the existing codes as a starting point for this custom. So custom short for customized format of the cell. Alright my friends, welcome back to this channel. For this short video tutorial for MS Excel, we will be talking all about the formatting of numbers. So in Microsoft Excel, the format of a cell is separate from the data that is stored in the cell. This display difference can have a significant effect when the data is numeric. Take note of that. For example, numbers in cells will default as rounded numbers. Date and time may not appear as anticipated. After you type numbers in a cell, you can change the format in which they are displayed to ensure the numbers in your spreadsheet are displayed as you intended. So, meaning to say, it is actually depends on the preferred format of yours, depending of course on the type of project that you are working with. Now, we have actually two types of, or rather two ways of having the format of our numbers, considering we have here the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so for the formatting of this number, the first way is using the ribbon, just like our video discussion last time regarding wrapping the text. Under the home tab of our ribbon, we have here the number section, which is, if you click this button, number format, we have here the general, the number, the currency, the accounting, the short date, and the long date, of course, with the time, percentage, fraction, scientific notation, and the text. So let's start with this general. Let's try to differentiate these different formats regarding the number formats, regarding the formatting of our numbers. First, for the general. So for the general, as you can see, upon clicking, there's nothing happens in our number. It is still it is still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and by default it is on the right side of our cell, which is cell C5. Now, if we'll try to click this number, by default it will have a 2 decimal places. If you don't have these 2 decimal places, just back it to general. Or if you don't want the general format, but you don't also want the 00, the 2 decimal places here, you can actually click this to minimize the 0 decimal places after the number 5 and make this cell still on a number format. So that's the difference between the number format and the general format. Now, if you wanted to have a 3 or 4 decimal places, you can just click this button, 1, 2, 3, 4 additional if you wanted. Okay, so next, let's have here the next, which is the currency. So by default, we are currently in the Philippines. So for the currency, if you click this button, it will automatically have the peso sign before the number itself and the comma after the second number, which is 2 rather. So 12,345 and the default of 2 decimal places. If you wanted the accounting format, the difference of accounting format is that, as you can see, it has been moved. Now, there's actually an additional space here added. And if your number is on the negative, on a accounting format, for our accountants here, if we have accountant viewer here, as I assume you all know this, that in a financial statements and if our number is on negative, it will be on a close and open parenthesis. Okay, so let's try it. Let's try to click the button enter. Alright, I hope you see it. Our numbers now inside the open and close parentheses. This actually indicates that we are currently on a loss, or we are operating in a loss. Any accounting jargon that you can actually input here. The idea is just the number is negative. So negative equals open and close parentheses if our format is on accounting. Alright, I hope you get it. For the next general format, rather for the next number format, we have here the short date. Okay, so if it happens that your cell becomes like this, looks like this, just double click this for it to automatically adjust. Or I think what is the reason? Okay, I see. Now guys, what happens? What happens on our number? Since our number is on negative, by default, it will do nothing if we click this short date. Why? Because it is on the negative. Let's try to delete this negative symbol and click the button enter. Okay, so it will now be October 18, 1933 by default. Okay, and for the long date, it will just be almost the same with the short date, but for the long date, we have the day of the week, which is in this case Wednesday, and it will automatically adjust the cell length. So that's the difference between the short date and the long date. For the time, it is actually by default 12 a.m. and next we have the percentage. Okay, for our percentage, as you can recall, we have the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and times 100. Of course, it will now be on a percentage basis, for percentage format. Okay, next we have the fraction. For the fraction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, since this is actually a whole number, so nothing happens. Next we have the scientific notation. It will automatically convert our number into scientific notation, and the last one is the text. Alright, so nothing happens. Actually, yes, there actually happens, because if we will try to input this number again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, as you can see, this number is on the right side by default because it is general. Or if we try to click the number, it will still remain on the right side, adding a 2 decimal place. Now, this one, our number before, which is actually on a format of text, if the input on a single cell, if the input on a specific cell, which is in our case cell C5, is in text format, by default it will be on the left side of the cell, meaning to say this is not a number. So this input is not a number. If we will try to have another number here, it will not be counted as number by the Excel, by the Microsoft Excel, because it is currently in a text format. So that is the difference between these two. So I hope you get it. So let's try to have the second way of formatting our numbers. Let's try to delete this. Let's have again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the second way. So just right click and click the format cells. Then almost the same with our number format part under the home tab of our ribbon here. It will have a window, pop-up window. For the general, it says here that the general format cells have no specific number format, so it is what it is. Same, totally same on how you type it, your data or your number. For the category, same as before, as discussed before. For the negative numbers, it will be red, or if you wanted the negative sign, yes, it can also be. And here, as far as I can remember, you can actually have your preferred number of decimal places. So for example, you prefer 4, it will automatically give you a 4 decimal places. So for the currency, we have peso number here. Okay, for the accounting, you can actually choose here the currency you wanted. Alright, so we have here different currencies of the globe, across the globe, and you can actually choose what you want. So let's try to choose Japanese yen. Okay, then let's click OK. Alright, so that's basically how accounting works on the format cells. By right-clicking. For the date, same as before, we can have here the date with day of the week, the month, the date itself, and the year, and other formats. So this actually depends on what type of date you prefer. Same with our time, the format of time. Then percentage and fraction. For the fraction, depends on the number that you input. We have actually the 1 digit, 2 digits, 3 digits, half, quarter, 8, 16ths, tens, and hundreds. For the scientific notation, by default, it will automatically have a 4 decimal place, but you can actually reset this to 3 or to 2, depends on what you wanted. For the text, I already explained this before. Text format cells are treated as text and not as numbers, even when a number is in the cell. The cell is displayed exactly as entered. That's what I explained before. For this special category, as far as I can remember, guys, this is not that used by our other data scientists or data analyst friends. I personally, I don't know how to use this, but based on this default message from the Excel, special formats are useful for tracking list and database values. I'm sorry, but I don't know exactly the specific use of this. Personally, as a data scientist, I don't use this. Lastly, we have the common format. So we have here first the general, the zero with double decimal places, the number format with a number sign, comma, double number sign, and zero number. So basically, up to the end, this gives you the format that you wanted in any data frame and data format. So type the number format code using one of the existing codes as a starting point for this custom. So custom, short for customized format of the cell. So I think that's it for now. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned something regarding our topic of formatting our numbers in the MS Excel. So keep safe always. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye and see you on the next video.